Hi everyone, this is Eileen, the High Desert Tarotist, and today we are going to be doing a general reading. I don't really have a specific time frame for this, just feels more like a what to expect right now in your life and maybe what your next steps are going to be type of reading. So since this is a general reading, it might not relate to everyone. However, to start, we're going to pull a couple cards and so get clarifier on who this reading might be for. And today I will be using one of my favorite decks, which is the Star Tarot. All right, so how will the person watching... Knight of Wands, no. How will the person that is watching know that this reading is for them? So the Knight of Wands came flying out. We're going to take that card, but I want to get a second card. And for some reason, this one. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands and the Moon. So this makes me feel like if you are in a situation right now that you're feeling incredibly confused about, maybe you had hopes for something, you felt like maybe something was moving, something was growing, and in some way you've hit a standstill. This could be with another person that was important to your life. It could also be with just life in general. Like maybe you're just kind of confused about which path to take. You may have been dealing with a sudden change, a change of residence, a change of life status, a change of relationship status, which has left you feeling lost, possibly confused, possibly hopeless. If this sounds a little bit about what you're experiencing, then I would say that this is the reading for you. And what we're going to do today is we'll find out what kind of advice do we have. So I think I'm going to put these cards to the side since those were our starting cards. Okay. So for our person that has probably went through a sudden change or is perhaps looking forward to a new adventure, but it's just at a point in their life where they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. It's just like hope might be lost. Okay, we have Five of Pentacles. What does this person need to know today? Okay, I'm going to get a few more. So it's interesting because I believe as I was saying lost, the Five of Pentacles came out, which can be a card of loss, maybe feeling like you're outside, like you're almost outside looking in is kind of what I'm getting as far as the meaning for this card. And that's very fitting that that fell out as I was saying that out loud. But let's get a few more. So my guess is this is kind of your general life state right now, but let's get some advice. So what do we need to do? Where is our hope? Where's our next steps? I'm feeling like I need to cut the deck. So we have the Princess of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles in a standard deck, and the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. So we have three Pentacles here. This makes me think that this is more of a serious type of situation for you, very much related to your peace and something that has deep meaning for what has been your life. Now, I just have this feeling that some of you may have recently lost something that was incredibly significant to you in life, that really made you feel grounded, that made you feel stable. And for some reason, something happened, like almost like a tower moment or a change that has left you alone. And you're really just wondering if you have to move on from this situation for good, or if you're able to get back to it, is kind of like, is it over? Or I just feel like, is there something that you can do within yourself to kind of get back on the road? It's almost like you were kind of plugging along and something threw you off, and now you're trying to like almost scramble back up the hill to get back onto the path you were on. So with the Page of Pentacles here, I mean, that's a card of kind of, I believe this is a bit of a card of hope. It kind of shows that you are able to move on and get back, because if you can find something to help you and guide you, you can kind of restabilize in yourself. So I guess what I'm kind of wondering is if some of you are just feeling totally unstable at the moment, almost like you don't know where to go, you don't know who to turn to, you might not know who to trust, you might be grieving a situation very privately. It might be, so for some of you, I do think this has to do with a person, but your grief is private. And because of that, it's almost like on the outside, you're kind of showing up in the world as one way, but inside you're dealing with these emotions, these feelings, the hurt, the pain, the confusion. But I think that part of what might be making you feel like you're almost outside of the world looking in is that you're keeping this pain separate from your daily reality. So I believe the Prince of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles here shows newness and the ability to ground yourself. And I think that is really the message here, is that your next steps is to ground yourself. So find something that, sorry, that's my dog. She's coming running down the stairs. I'm going to pause for a second. She heard me, I think, talking to myself. So she is coming down, trying to figure out what is mommy doing. I feel like this princess is here to tell you, get back to yourself first. And that would mean finding something that you like that grounds you. So whether it's a project that you've been working on, work you can consume in, a hobby that you have, a passion that is yours. I think right now it's almost like you don't need to know the answer to your question. I think that the answer is going to come in time, and that there is that promise of hope or fulfillment and deep fulfillment. Like the Ace of Pentacles kind of, the Pentacles is, for me, the Pentacles always kind of symbolizes the ultimate goal. Like for most of us in life, we want to feel like we have stability, we have love, we have support, we have the money we need, we have the home we need, we have what we need to survive, but we also have what we need to thrive in the world. And whatever this situation was, it was like you were kind of maybe on the path to it, but again, something seems to have gone awry for you. And in a way, you're wondering, like, will I never have this? Will I always live in chaos? Will I ever have stability? And I believe that the answer is yes. I'm going to get a clarifier card for the Ace of Pentacles, because the Ace of Pentacles is really that like promise of these positive changes. So this for me is like the promise that you will have that stability, you will have the things you need in life, and the way that you're going to get there is by first refocusing on yourself. And then also I think maybe being honest with yourself. So if you are sitting in a state of confusion, but you are kind of hiding it from the world, maybe if you think about what that does, it kind of ultimately doesn't serve you, because you never reach out to anybody, or you never are able to express what's going on. So it's like it stays hidden. Even if you feel like this isn't something that you can actually share, finding a way to let it out sorry, here comes my dog. She's made it all the way down the stairs now. The way that I believe this card is here to show you, find a way to let this out. You got to let out your pain. You got to let out your grief, your confusion, and just be honest with yourself. I think right now, maybe you're not being honest with yourself. It's almost like you're pretending. For some of you, you may be pretending that what happened isn't really bothering you. So that's, again, you're kind of plugging along, but on the inside, you're just feeling like you're almost like there's like two dueling sides to you right now. But the best thing you can do is find a way to just be honest and tell yourself, like, you know what? This thing happened. I had this hope. I had this promise. I really wanted this. It fell apart, or it's not looking good right now. And I feel sad, or I feel upset, or I don't know where to go. Just proclaim that, because I feel like once you say it out loud, you make it real. It's almost like it's not in a state of realness right now. And I think that might be keeping you stuck. If you can put words to what you're feeling, and again, even if you don't feel like you feel like you want to keep it private, you don't want to talk to someone, which is fine, then find a way to ground yourself. Again, if you're a writer, if you like whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that helps you feel good, a hobby you have, through that, find the way to open up and be truthful with yourself and just kind of proclaim it. Because I feel like once you do, it won't have the power over you anymore. And then you can be more open to creating your own stability, recreate your own foundation, and allowing good things to come back into your life. I did say I wanted to get a clarifier for the Ace of Pentacles to see like what could we be looking forward to in the next month. I'm going to say next month or two. So if we are able to be honest and talk about what we're feeling or express it in some way, what are the first signs that we will see that will show us that we are progressing forward? Okay. I'm going to take this card right here. And we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So I don't always take cards in reverse, but I think it's interesting that this card came out in reverse. So I want to take it. And the reason why it came out in reverse is all my cards are actually facing the same way, but I was holding my deck upside down, which I never do. So I wonder if that was just a sign to me that I should read it in reverse. So Nine of Swords is that card of just anxiety, foreboding. You know, he's like up at night worrying. For me, it always reminds me of the card that's someone that's losing sleep, that is just not sleeping through the night, and they're just burdened down with worries and fear and doubt. Maybe we're crying a lot. Maybe, again, this kind of goes with that loneliness, that feeling of isolation, that feeling of desperation, confusion, and loss of clarity in our lives. But I do like that it's in reverse, because that is a very positive way to read this type of a card. And I believe that clarifier was that the question that was asked was, how will we know that in the next month or so, how will you know that the work that you're doing or being honest or focusing on yourself is starting to pay off, that this situation's starting to change? And I think that the first sign is going to be your own emotional state, that you might start realizing, oh, you know what? I'm actually not as sad anymore. Oh, I'm actually really excited about something again. I haven't felt excitement for a while. I don't really feel so confused. Or maybe something happened in this situation, again, if it was another person or something else, that maybe you did have to move, or you just had to like abruptly leave something. Perhaps now certain things are coming into your life, or there's been a reunion and you're realizing, you know what? I actually feel happy again. I feel good. I woke up this morning and there was like promise, there was hope. Maybe something happens in your day and it just kind of puts you in a better space. I would say watch out for any of those moments in the coming week, because I think that's going to be your first sign that yes, things are getting back on track. And you know this because you can feel it within yourself. We're going to go ahead and get a message card for you. I'm going to be using the Spirit Junkie cards. I like these because they're usually really good messages. Leave you with, okay, so what messages, wait, these are kind of backwards. What messages do we have? All right, my dog is actually laying right by me, chewing on a bone right now. So I don't know if it's going to come through on camera, but if you do hear a noise in the background, that is her. She's taken to coming down and sitting by me anytime I film YouTube videos. I do for my other channel, and I think she's probably it's just become her routine. Okay, so what messages do we have? I don't know, I really feel like I want to take this one. It says, every cell in my body is conscious and communicates with each positive thought I have. So I think that's really interesting, because we did talk a lot about being honest, communicating with yourself, and knowing that you're going to start feeling it within yourself when there's a change. I'm going to get one more. Okay, what else? This one. And then, I am committed to bringing forth my greatness. I will no longer play small. That card makes me wonder if, for some of you, you may have actually chosen to walk away from something, and now you're having doubt that walking away, if it was the right answer or not. And I don't think this is going to be for a lot of you, but I feel like for a certain amount of you, I'm kind of seeing this a little different, where, and again, because it's like a general reading, sometimes it feels like you can read the cards more than one way, and it could be true for different people that are watching. But if you are a person that actually, you're the one that created the tower moment, maybe you're the one that walked away, you're the one that caused the abrupt change, and perhaps now you are feeling, you're confused, you're isolated. It feels like you probably did this because on some level, you know, you suspected that what you really want to create in your life just wasn't happening. And so you made a change, but now you're kind of second guessing yourself, or almost like now you're feeling more pain than you were before. And so you might be like, well, I mean, I was feeling bad before, but now I feel even worse. So what did I do? Did I ruin my life? Right? And then it kind of goes back to this spiraling, this confusion. And I think the message though is the same regardless of what the situation was that got you to the point. I think the message here, the moving forward steps are going to be the same, which is ground yourself, be honest with yourself, just say it out loud, say it in the mirror if you need to, and take that time to develop something that you wanted to do, or for example, if there's a hobby, a project, something that you've wanted to do, somewhere you've wanted to go, really just like I guess you're almost like having to reimagine yourself. And it feels like there's probably a you that you see and hope to become, but you feel like you'll never get there. And now it feels like it's even further away than it was before. So don't be afraid to like imagine that person that you can be, because it's there and it's in you. Again, I think the first steps you'll see is suddenly you'll be maybe not feeling so bad, not feeling so hopeless. All right, I want to grab a different deck real quick. I'm going to grab my Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot because I just feel like there's another message that needs to come out. I don't know why. I was going to wrap this reading up, but it feels like there's another piece to this puzzle that I'm not getting. But since I have some cards out, I want to have a fresh deck. So let's see. So what is it? I feel like, what is the other piece? What is happening here? What do we need to know? Perhaps there's another step we can take. I don't know why, but I keep feeling like I want to say there's like a conversation with a person that can be I don't want to say life-changing, but can maybe help steer you towards this kind of reawakening or reemergence of realizing that things aren't over for you, that you actually, you can get back on the road, you can keep moving forward. All hope is not lost. So I just feel that strongly, but it feels a little unfinished right now. So let's see. Is there something else that we need to know? Whoa. So first off, if you see the top of the deck was the same card. We just got the Ace of Pentacles again. And we got the Ace of Swords. So yeah, I think that maybe there's more that we need to talk about as far as the next steps or the newness. I'm going to take this one too. We have the Queen of Cups, because I did say I felt like there was a person. And I don't know why, but I feel like this is the other card that wants to come out, which is the Empress. So, very interesting. So the Ace of Swords is that symbol that out of conflict, out of confusion, out of loss, something good is on the way. And it also does talk about change. So the old way is dismantling, but that is really dismantling because it had to give way to a better, stronger, more realistic way. And it makes me think that for some of you, I'm feeling like there was probably someone that, and again, I don't know why this is coming out, but I think it kind of came out in the beginning, that this might be to do with a relationship. Now, it could be with a family member, a friend, a coworker. It can be with someone that you were involved in. So I don't know. I feel like it's basically, all I'm getting is someone that you were really close to, that you kind of felt like they just gave you a sense of stability, of safety, of love. And that something happened, either, something changed and now you almost feel lost without them, or it's almost like that grass is greener on the other side. And either that could have been your thoughts or their thoughts, or something just general in life may have happened to cause a separation, but it's almost like it had to happen. And I think the reason why is because on some level, the way things were before, it wasn't like real. It was real because you're living a life, but it wasn't as genuine as it could have been. And sometimes I think that sometimes things have to fall apart, because when they do, then you can really kind of sit back with yourself and recognize what things you had in your life that are very true to you, that really are at their core your life and what you want, and which things really don't fit, and so they naturally fall away. And that's kind of what I feel like it's saying here. And the reason why I'm feeling very strongly for some of you, it is another person. So we have the Empress and the Queen of Cups. So we're talking about, there could be someone in your life that you were able to connect with on an emotional level that brought you, again, that sense of stability and peace that just kind of understood you or got you. And it really helped you grow, but I think at some point you might have gotten in your own way. And this person, I believe, was probably someone that just... I always sometimes see the Empress card as like a motherly figure, but also I also see it as just kind of like that, like someone that you can just breathe around, if that makes sense. Like, you know how there's some people that you're around and you just can't really be yourself, and then other people you can just be with them. You can breathe, you can relax, you can be yourself. You know you're not going to be judged. You know that they just like you for who you are. And sometimes that is rare to find, and it can be scary. And if we lose that, then it can be pretty hard. The Queen of Cups can also represent the need to recognize your own emotions. So again, we kind of talked about that earlier, but very truly so. I think that what you're feeling right now, although it is hard, I believe it is going to pass. And I don't know if you're worried that you've lost someone in your life. I feel like these cards are saying, no, you haven't lost them. But things are changing. And the reason why they're changing is because they had to, because you had to be honest with yourself for something, some way, some reason, some emotion. You had to be honest about where you were at, what you were feeling, what you wanted. And the only way, I guess, to get back to that point. And I guess the other thing I'm reading with the Ace of there's so many aces here, and pentacles, by the way. It feels to me like almost like it was like a situation that you're going around, but you're going to end up, it's almost like you're going to end up back where you started, but you're going to know yourself better. You're going to understand better, and you're going to, I think, view the situation differently than you were before. I don't know. I just felt this. So again, I do feel like for some of you, this could be like I said, a very important relationship in your life. For others of you, I don't know why I keep feeling this, but it feels like a move. Like you recently had a huge change, like you had to move, you decided to move. Maybe you ran away from something almost because you were like, no, I can't have this. No, this isn't it. Or no, just something was just saying no, right? Like every cell in your body, right? Was just like saying no. And then you now see that you're actually feeling worse than you were. So it's almost like, I think sometimes when we make changes, we think just a change of residency, a change of place, a change of state, a change of, whatever, a change of country is going to make everything better. The truth is, like, we always take ourselves with us. Even a change of daily routine or a change of who you have in your daily life. Like ultimately, you're going to be with yourself no matter where you go, no matter what you do, and no matter who you let into your life. And you cannot run away from yourself. And I think that running away from yourself is what's kind of causing this, again, that feeling of being outside, looking in, confusion. But I feel like there's something, despite all of that, there's something really beautiful and good here. It's really, I believe it's up to you. Like your first step, as I said earlier, is you just need to like get in touch with yourself. You need to be real with yourself. You need to say, you know what? I did A because I was scared, or this happened and it made me feel sad, or you know what? I'm trying to pretend like everything's fine, but I'm not fine. I'm sad. I feel lost. I miss this person. I miss this home. Just say it. As I keep saying that, but that's just what I feel like. I keep hearing that over and over, like just say it out loud, whatever it is, because as soon as you say it out loud, just going to bring the reality that you need. It's almost going to be like reality hitting you in the face, like, oh, okay, well, I'm walking around every day pretending like everything's fine, but I've been having this weird feeling inside, and now I just admitted it, like, yeah, you know what, this sucks, I don't like it, or I'm sad this is happening. And then once you say it, you are being truthful and honest with yourself. And once you can be truthful and honest with yourself, then you can open up your world to allow the things that are truthful for your life, that are going to be like honest, good, stable, positive things to come in your life. So that's why I say, if this is about a person, hope is not lost. I think it's going to be like a returning to yourself and realizing that you've kind of almost finally admitted the truth in your feelings or the truth in the situation, or because you took that time, or you had that time where you had to be lonely, you had to be confused, you had to be sad, you had to walk away, you had to separate yourself, you had to focus on yourself, you're going to find that, you know what was brought in my life was actually really good. There was love, there was support, there was hope, there was promise for great things in my life. And now that I've kind of went through the process of doing what I needed to do for myself, I can come at this situation not from a place, like a low place, or they say a place playing it small, but I also see that as just kind of being in like half of yourself, to realizing, you know what, you're great and you deserve this thing, and life brought this to you for a reason. And despite any changes or whatever that happen, yes, there is promise and hope here. And I'm feeling like 1 to 3 months. I just heard 2 to 3 months. So I think in 2 to 3 months, you're going to really start to see this, all these aces start coming into play, where you're like, oh wait, like I think I'm seeing positive change, or oh wait, I think I'm feeling better, or I think, you know what, like I got to connect with this person again, and I realized like how much they mean to me and how things feel good. And now I feel like I feel stronger, I feel happier, I'm feeling more positive. So I think that's all I have for you guys. If this resonated with you, please let me know. I will be posting videos. I'll try about every once a week to post videos, and I'll be doing all kinds, but this was just kind of what I felt today. I also do sell tarot readings on my Etsy shop, which I will link below. But I thank you so much for watching, and I'm wishing you the best, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!